Welcome to Bikini Bottom Radio.
Okay, I am recording now.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
You're the host.
Am I?
Yeah.
We're all co-hosts.
Yeah, but you're the hostiest of the
But
hosts.
you're
the host with the most.
I'm the one with the jokes, and you're kind of just the fat guy.
I'm the guy.
And you also
Jen-
edit.
Did you call me fat?
Fact!
Oh.
Jenny,
With the C.
you said fat.
I
So
said fact.
I was like, whoa.
And you're the fat.
We're in his room. Be nice.
Well, I don't want to sit on me. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Okay, never mind.
Anyway.
Fact.
So those of you
Okay.
that haven't already deleted the download from your podcast feed, this is Bikini Bottom Radio. I'm Robert, apparently the hostiest host with the most.
I'm Anthony,
The not fat guy.
the fact guy,
Yeah.
And I'm sick.
also known as Jenny. You are sick though.
You're sick,
I
the artist
guess.
formerly known as Jenny.
I like that.
That's why I'm the host with the most. Alright. You gave me that name.
No, did I?
Who said host with the most? Okay, Anthony gave me that name.
Excuse me, I'm sick.
Have you ever seen a train wreck into a
In slow motion?
in a slow motion into a landfill? Because that's what's happening right now. Just
Straight to garbage town.
Would a train wreck in a landfill, or would it just kind of plow through it? Because landfills are pretty much smoothed down at the end of each day.
You're already thinking about this too much.
I took a class on trash.
What?
At college, I for an elective I took.
Is this what they teach in our college? This is what I pay
I
for?
took an environmental
Like your
studies
mom.
class about garbage, basically. Like, did you know the juice in garbage, like that collects at the bottom, is called lychee?
I hate it.
Boom.
That sounds like lychee, and I like lychee.
Is it-
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
good,
lychee.
but lychee
Remember
sounds
that,
nasty.
guys?
And they also they use like the plants like that, like smash the trash and like go through it all and stuff. They use just methane coming from the like trash to help power those. And for some reason, if they put up wire around like the plots that they're plowing, birds just won't go past the wire. They don't know why, but if you like put it up in a specific like tent like way, they just won't go past the wire.
Welcome to the Trash Cast.
Trash
That's
101.
pretty much what it is. So.
Do you have any more trash facts?
Was it actually like trash?
No, it
The
was like
name of
waste
this-
management.
Oh, waste.
It was
that
a
makes sense.
yeah. You said it was an environmental
It
studies
was
class,
environmental,
right?
and like we had a field trip where we got to go to like a waste clean. Fortunately, after like four of them, I dropped it because I had like 8 hours of classes on Fridays, and I was like, I'm not doing this. Like I'm a senior, like no.
That's gross.
So, hey all. Again, actually, joke's on you. This isn't the Trash Cast. Sorry. But this is Bikini Bottom Radio, like I said earlier. And today...
Okay.
oh, why? Today we watched Home Sweet Pineapple. Season 1, episode something.
Oh, because pineapples are
this is
sweet.
episode 10. Yeah, this is episode 10.
Cool. So, episode 5B or something, then, because it's
Yeah.
in the 5th. Cool. Awesome. Pineapples are sweet. Oh, remember that time I made that pineapple stir fry for your parents? It was
I
so
guess
good.
I didn't eat meat because
Pro-
it had meat in it.
Pro tip: if you make a ham, like a ham with pineapple on for the glaze and stuff like that, you just take that ham, chop up some more pineapple, throw it in like a Hawaiian fried rice. So good.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
No, I'm not a fan of hot pineapple normally, but like it was good in this. Like
You can also make a curried rice with the pineapple. That's also something
I've never
you
had
can
that.
do
That sounds really
with
good.
shrimp and coconut milk. Okay, I don't know.
Oh.
Welcome to the coconut cooking cast.
Welcome to the Everything But SpongeBob
Yeah.
podcast.
We're really bad at this. Anthony has to be up way early tomorrow. And we're like, we'll just hop in, record a quick podcast because we need to make sure we have enough in the bank until we can record again
For 2 months.
But no. All right, cool. So for those of you that don't know, this is the episode where SpongeBob's house get eaten by nematodes. Dang nematodes!
What is a nematode?
It's a real thing.
Is
it's
it?
like
It's like a type of sea worm.
yeah, it's like a sea creature. Something.
Speaking of sea creatures, how does Patrick know what spiders are?
Right? Well, isn't there water
they're
spiders?
sea urchins.
Oh.
No,
Well-
but he's like spider. Oh, spider. Like, how does he know what a? He didn't say sea urchin. They sea urchins come up later and they say, "Oh, it's a sea urchin."
Yeah, what's a spider in this universe? I don't
there,
want to know.
There are diving spiders that can like.
There's those ones that can like walk on water.
Yeah,
because there's so
But
low surface tension.
Would those be low enough for him to
No,
like?
not
And how would he also know what it was called?
Also, I'm terrified of what a
What do you
spider
call
underwater
it?
would look like.
It's called a lobster.
No, that's a cockroach.
No, it's a crab.
No, but isn't like a cockroach essentially what a lobster is?
Something like that. Okay, so my boss is from New England. Like he's from New Hampshire. Like New England, like
like Jersey.
No, well, you're from. I think like north of that, it's like, isn't it more? I don't know. You're actually from there or something.
Well, New England is an area. It's not exactly.
And it's
Anyway.
like soup,
Anyway,
chowder style. Okay, anyway.
Yes. Okay. But so he's from New Hampshire, and I was talking about how I don't personally eat seafood because like it's like I don't. I mean, I will eat some things, but like it's all got plastic and stuff in it. This is my own weird thing I have a hang up about.
And seafood's just nasty.
Jay doesn't like seafood.
Nasty.
Like there's some fish I like and stuff, but I'm like, it's got crap in it. Off topic, but so I told this to my boss, but what I actually like kind of actually don't like is like crab and lobster. I ate a lot of it as a kid, and now as an adult I'm like, it doesn't.
Wow, brag about it. You ate
I went
a
to
lot
Red
of lobster as
Lobster,
a kid?
dude. It's Red Lobster. My parents just
Hot sauce in my bag, swag.
what?
Beyonce? Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I've listened to Formation a lot. Okay.
The song.
Continue.
We're so off topic.
Dude, the
Were
Cheddar
we
Bay
ever
biscuits
on
at
time?
fucking...
Oh, you just buy those.
They have them in a box. You
I
can make them.
know.
And they're
So
My grandma has them
good.
downstairs, and I really want to make them.
Dude, you need to. They're so
Have
good.
you made them before?
No.
They taste
Oh my gosh!
way
add
better than the
add
stuff.
extra cheese.
You just add
Oh, I
more.
would do that anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They say like 1 cup. No.
Anyway, so let's get off this tangent off a tangent. So back to the first tangent. My boss, Anthony's looking at his phone like these a-holes need to get out of my need to get out of my house. But anyway,
What was he saying about...
yeah. So I started talking trash about like crab and lobster because I'm like they're like sea spiders, like they're nasty, like you need to douse them in butter to taste good or whatever. And he was not pleased because it's all seafood up there all the time.
Yeah.
Like his
It's like
wife,
their livelihood.
his wife, because I work at his home office. His wife was there and said, "Oh, like whenever we visit his home, his wife like she'll eat like lobster or something that's there, and he'll be like, you're not enjoying it." But she told me, but she is enjoying it.
But it's just not at the level of a
It's not
New
enough.
Englander.
He's like, you need to be loving what you need to be like, oh my gosh, this is the best lobster. You can't be just like, oh, this is good.
God, dude.
I'm just like, oh, you freaking New Englander, dude.
I didn't know you could be such a hipster about, like,
I know.
seafood.
Lobster is nasty anyway. It has all that gross green stuff in it. What is it? Tamale?
Tamale.
Tamale?
But it's only sometimes.
Gross. Well, it's if you don't clean it.
Well,
It's gross.
Well, no, it's only if it's pregnant. That's what
No?
it is, yeah.
It's like it's poop and stuff.
No, that's that's for
That's
sure what it
also
is
in
in
shrimp.
shrimp.
Yeah, and
You have to
shrimp,
clean out
they have the
poops.
vein, the poop vein.
And the crabs are just creepy.
It's too much work. Crabs are too
Yeah,
much work.
No, how does Mr. Krabs sound?
Where's
I just said SpongeBob or Popeye.
We're
It
talking
was
about
kinda.
cracking crab. I hate eating it though. So
Well, yeah, it's just fun to crack crab.
it is. It is.
But
Crack crab sounds like talking, like it's like an old-timey way of saying, like, talking to each other.
oh, the two of us are just cracking crab.
Yeah,
Nothing too
yeah.
big.
No, what time? Yeah, what time?
So,
8
Anthony,
minutes in.
how much of this do you think you're going to cut out?
Probably just all.
Should we just restart?
I
Nah,
don't
let's
know.
just keep going.
Just
Uh,
I'll make something of it.
should
Don't forget
really-
to like go through and get those dolphin noises in there because I think we definitely swore.
You
during
said
that.
crap, and I said f*** once.
And now you said it again. So
We should have just like a mess up reel of just us,
Just a blooper reel
Like
at the
a tan-
end.
a tangent reel of just have
All the
like,
stuff that
going
didn't
out.
make
Just have
it
like a
in.
warning saying, like, listen, none of this has to do with SpongeBob.
guys,
Don't
we
listen to
couldn't
this.
record an episode this week.
It's
We just
just-
put together all the stuff we cut out.
It's just us cracking the crab.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it around town.
Okay,
So nematodes are weird sea. They're either
they're like sea worms.
yeah, they're either like real plankton,
They're like
small
bottom
stuff,
feeders.
or yeah, I don't. If
They're
only
like-
we had.
They like
The
eat,
internet.
They eat dead stuff in the ocean.
Okay, sorry, my phone
Great
didn't
sound.
have
Wow.
nematodes. Oh yeah, weird. They're like little plankton-sized things
Ooh.
almost. They're super tiny.
Yeah, they're like, they help
Dang
decompose.
nematodes.
They help decompose or are they like bacteria?
I don't know if they're bacteria. I think they're
they
probably
help
like
decompose stuff
tiny
in the
cell
ocean.
organisms or something, like plankton.
Yeah.
I think they're a type of plankton. But yeah, the nematodes were kind of us because they're just like hungry. And then Jenny and I were really hungry, ordered pizza, and just started macking down on it. Thankfully, Anthony had already eaten.
Well, I always get my pizzas uncut because I'm a vegetarian, and they usually, they'll cut pizza with like pepperoni, and then right after cut like your cheese pizza or whatever you have on it. So I always get mine uncut. So we were waiting for Anthony to get pizza cutter.
Because Anthony's already eaten dinner, and he
So
was
I
like,
went
"Hey,
downstairs.
you guys got an uncut pizza? Let me go grab you a pizza cutter." And he comes back to
like
us.
a civilized person.
I come back up to a quarter of a pizza gone that looks like it just had like
Bitten from the
comic book
outside
bites
in.
taken out of it.
We like to Lady and Tramp it. Just hold it up and just both eat it from either end.
That's how it works, right?
No.
this
No,
works.
I hope not. If this is what you do around me, I don't want to know what you guys do in the sanctity of your own home.
That's
Same
basically
thing, but
it.
naked. That way it's easier
Anyway.
to clean up. Okay, whatever.
Why? We gotta breeze through this so you can go to bed. Let's just go through the
We're
notes.
not doing that. Continue.
Okay. The boat that they eat, it's really weird because it's got like a top part to it, and I feel like normally when you see boats, like their
boat?
cars,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah,
it
it's
just
like a
doesn't have a
convertible.
top.
Yeah.
Like it's just you see the top of the fish. So I thought that was
Wait, what is?
the boat that the guy was driving that it got eaten. I guess their ambulances do have that, but I don't know.
I was blinking, so I didn't see that part.
Why was it when their house was getting small, he's like, "We're finally huge." Like that's
I
like
think
a
it's just-
lifelong goal of his.
I love that line.
Yeah.
It's so nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just
Like he wakes up every day expecting
like, oh, dang it.
I'm not big again today.
Bring it back to
Maybe
Wumbo.
tomorrow. Right, you gotta flip it to Wumbo.
Also, real quick, I want to circle back to that floating guy. He's just like, dang, nematodes. That's just such a funny thing to me. Like him just going forward, no carbon either. He's just like, dang.
Again. Gotta get
It's
another
so good.
boat.
I love it. That's one of my favorite scenes of this whole episode. Also, why does everything get small before the house gets small? Like his chest
yeah,
that disappears is
It
like
unproportionally
alarm clock.
gets small.
It's weird.
By that logic, SpongeBob and Gary should also be getting
Yeah, if
small.
everything inside is getting small, they should too. Yeah, like even his like blanket that was on top of him got really small.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
I was
I noticed
confused.
that too.
I
It's
get it for like
weird.
comedy purposes. Like obviously it's not doesn't have to make sense, but I'm just like, man, I wonder why.
And also the nematodes are drinking this. How do you drink a blanket or a phone?
Yeah, I understand drinking
Like-
the house. Like the house should just disintegrate around him. Anyway, it was funny though.
It was
so
funny.
that's all that matters.
He had
Also-
a shell phone.
Yeah, that's actually the first time the shell phone was introduced into the series.
Oh.
We've seen a shell phone. And apparently the part where it gets like sped up because the phone's getting smaller, so Squidward can't hear him. It says, "The walls are closing in on me, Squidward. Gary is terrified too." Just,
that's what he's saying?
just for you guys to know.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's what it says.
I wouldn't call that the useless fact of the day though.
No.
It's
Oh,
not
we'll
the
get to the
useless
useless fact of the day
day.
eventually, I'm sure. But let's get through more of the episode, I think, first.
Oh
Oh no! Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Just that's such a funny exclamation too. I love
Patrick in his tux just to mess with
it. Is it
Squidward.
time to
He's
ruin
so
Squid's
funny.
day?
So he's like got dressed up for it.
And then all that was left after the nematodes were done drinking was a little pebble
Little pebble.
and nothing else. Pat's kind of me sometimes, where he's like, him or Squidward and SpongeBob are just talking like, oh no, I'm gonna have to move with my folks and blah blah blah, and then Patrick's like, SpongeBob, your house is gone.
Like way too delayed.
Way too delayed.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know if you remember, I had just gotten braces in high school, and so I had to get like a mango smoothie from the like school lunch thing or whatever because they had it, and we were all eating lunch together. And I said, "There's something about the smoothie I don't like." At the start of the conversation, everybody else in our group of friends that we were hanging out with continued on with the conversation, and then halfway through, I was like, "Oh, it's mango." Like that's what that's what I'm not liking here.
Oh my god.
This is who I'm marrying.
This is who she's. Yeah, you're damn right.
It's like 5 years later and you're still the same.
Like I've
I
gotten
can
better
see you
in
doing
some
that
things
recently.
But, it's weird the way we grow and the way we don't grow.
No, you did do something like that recently.
What?
I don't remember, but I was like, I'm gonna have to keep a list of things you do and
Oh,
don't
please
like.
do. And bring it onto
Like,
the
when
podcast.
we're
Air that dirty
married.
laundry.
Just be like, oh, hey, Robert, remember, don't order
wasn't-
this because
well-
you don't like that.
Well, let's see. We already told the cookie and the cone story.
And then the second one, where there was a cookie with an actual cookie flavored.
Yeah, you were
Hey,
wondering.
we would. Anthony, Tony, and Anthony's girlfriend and I went back to that place, and they had a cookies and cream cookie that was
Which
not
is
just an
probably made
Oreo.
out of Oreos.
Yeah, maybe there
Because
is
they
Oreo.
can't say Oreo.
Yeah, but it wasn't an Oreo looking cookie. It wasn't a black it looked like a chocolate chip cookie with Oreo bits in it.
But that doesn't change the fact that you originally wanted to say something about a cookie dough cookie, which is just a cookie, Robert.
So Squid just celebrates when he gets back into his house. He's like, "Oh, boo hoo, boo hoo," and then he see the
The
confetti.
confetti coming out.
Just gonna ignore what you
But
said.
it's funny because the confetti almost looks like the house is crying, but it's like,
Yeah.
he's not, though. It's tears of happiness.
Squid's taking this really hard.
And, like,
guy.
that's one thing I really realized from this episode is that, honestly, the fact that Patrick and SpongeBob are always messing with Squidward is his own fault. Because he's always so sarcastic and like, oh, I'm so sad you're leaving. Like, of course SpongeBob's
Makes him
going to
think-
take that as,
Yeah.
like, fact.
Makes him
these-
think he actually cares about him.
Like these
Yeah.
earlier episodes, like it's a lot more easy to be like, well, Squid kind of deserved it, or he was being a jerk to them in the first place. I feel like in later episodes, it's just like, guys, let him relax. He just wants his tea with a squirt of lemon in it, you know?
Right. Yeah. And you're just messing with him so much. Well,
Also,
when they rebuild the house... Oh, no. Sorry,
no,
go
you
on.
think.
When they were rebuilding the house, it was just classics, like, sort of, like, weird SpongeBob-y things.
So
where he's
many
just-
good gags. There were
like so much slapstick going on there with the
great.
with like he's building each individual board, like
And it
hammering
keeps falling on Patrick.
and then Patrick keeps moving back and it keeps
but
falling.
he's suspended in air.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's
My favorite one is when he's twisting the wrench and the whole,
whole world.
That is like actual. I think probably one of the best jokes in all of SpongeBob.
It just comes out of
just
nowhere.
So weird. By the way, I want to say I really think we're starting to hit a point in season 1 where they're getting the first few episodes were really good, but these are getting really.
They're
good.
understanding what SpongeBob will be.
They're hitting their stride.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, we meet SpongeBob's mom and dad super quick in that painting. They're happy and then they're sad.
a little bit later on, yeah, that was
funny.
funny. That was a funny little gag where they get all
Wait,
sad.
no, you don't.
It
Let's see. We talked about all the gags. What's he doing with the red and green paint? What is that going to accomplish? Painting the
didn't
fence
even
with
look
this-
good.
I think it's just, like, silly stuff, like a montage. Like, oh, look, they're getting so much stuff done. But,
And
like,
then it's
No.
small.
also, yeah, like, how did they make a perfectly proportioned small house? I feel like that's more work than, like, making
Building
a
the
bigger house, even if it looked crappy.
Also,
I'd
what
like
did
to
they
live
use?
there.
Like his house is an actual pineapple.
Yeah.
What were they using to make the pineapple?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd love to
I
live there.
don't-
Really? No.
You know.
I love that no too. It's such a good.
Like I was trying to be supportive, but I give up.
I love that scene because I love miniature stuff. Like whenever I go to Lego
Um,
as an adult too. Well, yeah, Jenny's way short. She's trying to refer to herself.
I love miniature stuff too.
Jenny's not actually
Robert's
short.
being the worst.
Also, Jenny's sick. If you've noticed why her voice sounds kind of off, I feel like we forgot to address
You
that.
said you like it.
She introduced herself as sick.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm sick. You
I
are
forgot.
already known as Jenny.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like 20
There was a whole
agonizing
bit-
minutes ago.
Guys, that was like 80 minutes ago, so shut up. Okay?
Of
But
an hour and 20 minutes.
that was 40
But yeah.
tangents ago.
Jenny and I love miniature things. Like as a kid, I was way into toy trains.
Uh-huh.
And then as I got older, I got into like building models like planes and stuff. And now that I'm an adult, I don't have space for that. But, you know, it's just, I love like looking at like, there's a Facebook page I follow. I can't rename what it is because
That's
it's all
the
in
Japanese
Japanese.
one? Yeah.
He posts a different miniature image every day of like
Like
Oh.
a calendar type thing.
a calendar
Yeah.
type thing. And it's
yeah,
really good.
miniature calendars.
Like
Super
think
cool.
like model train people and stuff.
But it
Like
uses
in,
like
like,
the things that
in
they're
real
made out
life,
of.
things like, oh, it's a foot and they're skiing down the foot. And it's like a human foot or like a human shoe, like a real size shoe, but they're like little miniatures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
It's really
I
cute.
wish I could. No, actually, just look up miniature calendar.
I'm
I
sure
think that's
it would
what
come
it
up.
is.
It's really popular.
And also, what?
Yeah, no, my Instagram's all just, I only follow cats and miniature food and like 2 friends.
So you don't even use Instagram that much.
I don't go on Instagram. I only go on it to look at miniature food
Also,
and cats.
What is miniature food? Is that like when they make the small food
It's like
for those
food-
gerbils?
No, it's like this
Oh.
big. It's like they'll make like it's usually made out of like clay or
Oh.
some sort of thing. But
You're thinking of cooking miniature real food. She's talking about like making tiny foods out
Ah,
of like
okay.
clay art. I will
it's a
say,
side hobby.
Jenny made me that super awesome wormy for was that Valentine's Day? I think it was something.
There's some,
Yeah,
there's
I
post,
think
you
it was-
posted it around then.
It was
I think
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day, yeah.
It's a great gift. I love it. I got it up in my room.
I have like 4 other just wormies of different sizes because I couldn't get the size right.
Wormies of
Friend
unusual
is a
size.
friend till the end.
Of the
That's
end,
forever.
that's forever.
What
And a
episode
day-
is that? Or
that's-
what season?
That's season 2 or 3. It's gonna be a while till we get there.
Alright. That's a great episode.
Also, one last
really
thing
good.
about miniatures. As a kid, because we live in San Diego, so we're close-ish to Legoland. I went to Legoland a lot because I loved Legos, another small thing.
Mhm.
But the only place in Legoland I really liked going was the like miniature world stuff where they've got like
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
That's the best part.
It is. Do you ever go to the Del Mar Fair and look at those miniatures that they
So
have there
hard,
all the time?
dude.
Oh, it's so cool.
And I'm actually getting into gardening and stuff, and Jenny's really happy about that because she's been
Whoa,
wanting to
can
build
I
a
see that
fairy
again?
garden.
Sorry, she just showed me like a small burger
You
and
just look
fries
real.
and
So,
wow, that looks real.
They're gorgeous. I love.
It's like the size of
That's like a
someone's
mini
fingernail.
popcorn chicken.
This is great. For
Wow,
marketing,
I want.
right?
Yeah, I'll look at that on off the podcast. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Wait, okay, wait more.
But that's why.
Wow, pizza.
Okay.
That's
But
so
Jenny's
cool.
actually. I'm getting into gardening, and Jenny's really happy about that because now
You
you
want
get
to do
to
like
build a
bonsai?
well, you get to do a fairy garden.
Oh, I've always wanted to build a fairy
Mm.
garden, but my mom's like, no, because she loves gardening, but she refuses to make one because she's like, it's gonna be too much money. And I'm like, that's fair, but like, I
Also,
want
and
one.
you can't do the gardening on your own, right?
I hate gardening. I have a black thumb. That's why I'm a vegetarian. I like to eat plants because I hate them and I can't grow them.
Is that the opposite of a green thumb?
Yes, that is what she was saying.
Oh, okay.
It's not because I'm black.
Well, I didn't know what it
Anthony.
meant. I was just like, I've
Anthony
never heard
looked
that
very
phrase
confused.
before.
He's
I kill everything I touch.
I was like, is that a coincidence or was that? Does that
I could
mean-
see it in your eyes. You're like, is that why Robert made her say it? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
you
have
can say
a
it.
black thumb. No.
I was confused. Oh, okay, so everything you touch just dies?
Yeah,
Is that what
I
you're
can't.
saying?
I can't grow things.
Even like
mainly,
succulents?
Mainly because I forgot I have
That's
one in
how-
my room. Yeah, he gave me
Oh,
one.
you did. Oh,
I forgot it's in my room. I haven't
Water
watered
it
it
in
in like a month.
Text your
You
mom
just, have
to
to,
water
you
it.
just have to like spray with a water bottle, right?
But like, I
Exactly.
forget plants are alive. Like, I'm good at taking care
Honestly,
of
I was
animals.
gonna say,
That's
what
why
do you do
you're
with your
bad at it.
animals?
I'm fine at taking care of animals. 2 cats and a dog and fish and
Yeah,
gerbils.
she's great
and
at taking
snakes.
care of
I had
animals.
a turtle once.
Because
but
they have
that's
eyes
weird.
and they can stare at you when they're
And
hungry.
they're cute, but like plants are just kind of there, and it's like I just want to eat you.
Plants are adorable.
If you can't eat it, then there's no point in it.
Plants are adorable. What does that mean? What does plants are adorable mean?
I don't know. Look up rabbit ear succulents and you'll know what I mean.
He always sends me pictures of succulents.
I've stopped because Jenny was like, "You need to stop."
Hey, I'm
'Cause-
like
okay,
once, maybe
what
once
happened-
or twice a week.
What
now.
happened is I've been getting into gardening. I think succulents is a good entry point because they're really hard to kill
Mm-hmm.
and they're easy to take care of. So I started with a bunch of those,
Oh, that is pretty damn cute.
and then Anthony looked it up
Yeah.
because I'm right.
Nice.
This is the Google Images podcast.
This is the worst for anybody listening.
Okay, those are really cute. Oh my gosh.
But so recently, I actually joined a Facebook succulent group after like growing succulents for the better part of a year, and I'm like just sending. I'm like, oh my gosh, and then she's like, you need to stop. You need to actually stop. I don't grow these. I'm happy you have a hobby, but you need to
No,
stop.
I was like, just because he sent me like 2 or 3 pictures a day. I was like, maybe like 1 or 2 a week, unless you just really want to send me a bunch. Go ahead. But
Now
like,
I'm much more discerning. If there's something really cool, I
but
will
like I'm
send it
like
to
that
her.
looks like a plant that looks like the other plant you sent
Right.
me like 5 minutes ago because
Yeah.
I'm not into
You're not
this like
into
you
'em.
are, so I can't show the appropriate.
Welcome to the succulent cast. Oh man, we're
We
so-
pivoted like 6 times.
Speaking of pivot, he turned the wrench and
The world.
the world moved.
Pivoting
Okay,
is also a move in basketball. Okay, continue.
yeah, that's very good, Jenny. So
So when they finally decide to move in together
yeah, it's under the rock, which should
As a-
have more space underneath it.
as a blanket. Yeah, because when
It's
when Patrick first comes up, he's stuck under a rock like a starfish would be.
But wasn't his
Yeah.
furniture like poking out and
Yeah,
stuff?
I mean, like every time.
He's a rock star. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Right. That was a mind blow before. But yeah, like, I mean, like, we see so many different versions of his, like, sometimes it's like every furniture is made out of sand, sometimes it's just a hole, sometimes it's just a flat little bit that's like 2 inches deep. It's so confusing.
Yeah,
But I don't-
this time it's with real furniture.
I don't think we've
Yeah.
ever seen it where he sleeps underneath the rock like he did in this episode. I think this is the only episode it's like.
Oh, yeah, like a blanket?
Like we've
Yeah,
I've
seen
no.
never
him
seen that
sleeping
again.
underneath there, but you're right, we haven't seen
But
him
he's
just
stuck
like,
to it like a starfish.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Let's keep talking about the episode. I feel like I've been going through my notes real quick. Next is the part where he's sleeping under the rock.
And he's
Do
got
you guys
this
have anything about that?
disgusting amount of spit.
Oh, I hate that. I've always hated that scene.
It's really gross, and like also how because they're underwater. And
their spit is just goo.
It's
it's
gross.
it's the same stuff the Goo Lagoon is made out of.
But the highlight of that scene for me is when he plugs it with the giant cork. Well, first of all, he takes the 2 corks out of his ears. It's like, nah.
Grab
He
the
pulls out a
bigger
giant one
one.
from his from his back pocket or whatever.
From,
But
like
then-
off camera.
But like my favorite thing is the noises that Patrick makes. He's like the because it's just so weird. And like my dad has sleep apnea, and before he got the machine, like he would wake up like in the middle of the night, like making dad noises. And so like I
We
was
all
like,
know what that
I was like,
means.
oh, that's my dad.
Yeah. Well, like even his like loud snores, it sounded like he was like yelling. Like, ah, ah. It's like, it's really weird.
And also, like, yeah, one thing about that scene is how they're using back to how they're using the rock as a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's really weird that, like, SpongeBob is underneath it, and then they keep pulling it, and then SpongeBob just uses sand to cover it. And I'm like, if he could do that, why doesn't he just sleep where his house was?
Or just scoot a little bit
And
forward,
just-
up back underneath it.
Yeah, or scoot forward back underneath the rock. Why is it such a big deal that they're, like, pulling this rock? And then just...
Although this episode is #relatable in that anyone who's ever tried to share a blanket with someone, it never works out.
I have a
like
note.
that.
I have a note that said, well, one was that whenever he was smashing him with the rock after he's like, Spider! The animators had a lot of fun with that because every time he came up, SpongeBob
It was
was in
something
a
different,
different...
yeah.
Yeah, that looked like a lot of fun to
No,
mess with.
Patrick, no, not Spider. What is he? Or I think
SpongeBob!
yeah, that's what it is.
But
But also, very pretty painted background in that scene. Like the rock is
yeah.
really,
Yeah, it looks really nice.
like it is probably hand
Probably
painted.
the most detailed rock that we've seen.
and also when he's smashing SpongeBob, where does Gary go? Because Gary's sleeping on top of the rock.
Away for gags.
That's really
Otherwise,
funny, actually.
Yeah,
I
know,
had never even thought about
Gary's
that.
on top of it, and then when they're pulling it back and forth, like Gary wakes up and is kind of like afraid.
Well,
But then, when he's smashing with the rock, Gary's just gone.
Yeah, I don't know. So after that, he goes to
Squidward's house.
Have you ever had anybody when you were younger, or now? I don't know if you have sleepovers now, but when you were younger and had sleepovers, the person that you're sleeping with just won't stop talking, and you're like trying to go to sleep.
No.
No.
But I've had
Have you?
podcast
Have you?
mates like that. No.
All right.
No, I mean, yeah.
Throwing all the shade this podcast.
Yeah. This is the
I was
airing
talking about
of
myself mostly. That's happened to me before. Like I've definitely had like, oh, my parents, like our parents are friends, and I'm like okay with the kid, but
And
not
you're like trying to sleep, and they keep
Great.
saying,
Actually-
like, "Come on, dude, try to sleep."
Actually, this just happened a few, like, I think sometime last year. I was visiting a friend, and I mean, it was fun though because we just kept talking with each other. Actually, no, okay, this happens a lot. Just kidding. This happens all the time. I lived with 2 friends my sophomore and senior year of college, and just we would stay up till like 5 a.m. talking about nonsense. And it's like, oh, I really have to go to bed, and look at the clock. 4 hours later, we're still talking.
Oh my god.
Just that happens a lot.
Sounds like
I
two
never
friends.
had
It
that,
happens
yeah.
a lot.
Good friendship.
It's fun, but it happens a lot. Yeah.
Jenny and I have that where we're like, if we Skype, we used to Skype every day, and now we actually can't because now we both have like 9 to 5 jobs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
we
like
don't-
if we Skype every night, we're not gonna get enough sleep. So we
Yeah.
do it like every few days or whatever. At this point.
Every and well, now I see him more too. But yeah, like in college, we would Skype every night and just be on. And one of us would fall asleep while the other was still on.
Oh, that's
But-
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We
then
don't do that anymore.
phone got too hot and started burning out and leaving like after images on the screen. So
My
I
iPhone
stopped.
6.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it was like
Yeah.
extra exacerbated by like specifically I saw like the Skype like logo and the like user interface stuff.
My
like,
old phone is like that. It has the YouTube like buttons burned into the screen because I used to fall asleep with YouTube on, and the screen would get
Oh my
hot.
gosh. Yeah.
But oof. Oh, and then but it's funny. I haven't had someone get into bed with me while I'm super delirious, but that did remind me of a
good.
time. One time I went on a camping trip with a school. Like, we were a really close school club, and we went on a camping trip after most of us had already graduated. And the teacher came along, and he's a cool dude. He's actually my boss now. So we went camping by the beach. We were all in separate tents, and then I woke up in the middle of the night because it was so windy and there was so much sand everywhere. I was like, screw this, nuh-uh. And I got and slept in, like, the minivan. We'd all, like, driven up there. Like, I got in the passenger seat and pulled it down. I was like, this is where I sleep now. And then, like, 3 hours later, I wake up to my teacher, like let me in too, like, so he slept in the driver's seat.
He was experiencing the same.
So that's probably the closest I've been to Squidward in that situation. Just awake, disoriented. He's like, I'm getting into the same sleep space as you. But thankfully I didn't have to kick my boss out or whatever.
Yeah, right.
I have one more story. This isn't a person, it's a cat. But I had a cat, and, like, he had different meows, and one time it was the middle of the night, and he was meowing like he was in pain, and I got up, and I, like, ran. I was like, oh no, something's wrong, I have to help him. I jumped out of bed, and I ran and slammed right into my door because it was half open, and, like, bounced back. And I was like, no, I have to make sure he's okay, and I went and checked, and he was just looking out of a window meowing at another cat, and then I was like, okay, now I need to get ice because that woke me up because I ran into a door.
Dude, sleeping, when you're delirious, you do some crazy things.
Oh, yeah.
I have first appearance of his parents, but you had mentioned that before, but you actually see them later on after he gets picked up.
First, real quick, eye-opening meme.
Right.
We're not going to get past that, don't you worry.
That is a quality meme.
I do love how, that's a great meme. But my favorite version of that is, when you hear someone breaking into your house, but you've got so much debt. You hope they just
it's
take
reverse.
No, it's just the eyes stay closed for both parents. But
wait, what was it?
It's when you hear someone breaking into your house, but you realize how much student debt you have.
It doesn't even matter.
But I love he's just like, can I have some water? Oh, here.
And he doesn't recognize it until he says SpongeBob, and then
Good
it's
night,
like SpongeBob. Good night, SpongeBob.
It's like triggers in his brain. He's like,
Squid is brutal when they're waiting for his parents. He's like, oh, you're leaving. Oh, so dumb. Like, and he's shaking the parents' hands. Right? He's like
dancing on his...
Mrs. SquarePants. So nice to meet you. Let me help you with these bags. He's like, ugh.
And he's like essentially dancing on his grave.
Yeah, basically.
His like house's grave.
And like, also, can I just say in that scene, SpongeBob's house is like maybe like the length of Squidward. But then when like it shows it, it's like huge.
I know, it's gigantic.
And like Squidward's even in the floor, and it's like a tiny part of the house. But when it's like just the like area of the circle, it's so tiny.
The scale knows no bounds.
It's so random.
yeah, it's like a tiny little circle when he's dancing in it.
It's like no bigger than a sea bear circle. Okay.
A what circle?
A sea bear circle.
Oh, sea bear circle. Yes. So that was a seed, which we learned now.
Yeah. Plot twist. It's fun when he planted it. What did you say? It's like too many memories or whatever. Oh, SpongeBob said it's got too many memories as he was burying it, and I said it doesn't spark joy. Oh, yeah. And then Anthony looked at me disappointedly,
as he should have.
I'm late to that meme because Christine, my girlfriend, has started watching Marie Kondo, and I didn't know that was a whole thing until now, like a week ago. I guess I avoided that somehow.
It happens, dude. Well, sometimes memes just kind of go over your head.
Oh my god, yeah.
Anyway,
nobody would say that.
But yeah, SpongeBob's wearing a green hat that we never see him in again.
He was?
Yeah, when he's moving out.
Oh yeah.
No, actually, that was the hat that Steven Hillenburg used when he created Sponge Boy.
Oh yeah,
it totally is.
Same hat.
How do you know these things?
Trivia section.
Were you in the trivia? Oh, okay.
Trivia section. I just remember reading that.
Patrick under the floor is so silly.
Squidward?
Squidward under the floor is so silly. Just like, do you hear that, Squid? I don't have to leave forever. It's so... and that's how it ends. Do you guys have other notes that I didn't go over?
I have one. So does Patrick just have a thumb?
Right. When he's holding the nail.
And when he has the cast or whatever on
and he just brings it behind his back and then the cast is gone.
Oh, yeah.
So does he just have a thumb? It's okay.
I guess.
No, I mean, sometimes
when he wants to.
It's not
like a mitt. Like a mitten.
Yeah, a mitten.
Yeah. Got a weird thumb. What was your weird trivia? Did you have one?
Oh,
or...
Are we doing useless trivia? I didn't get to do it last time.
the one that...
Here, if you want to let him read
No, I want us all to try and find the most useless
Oh,
piece of
okay.
trivia. I think it should be a contest between the two of us. This is
a story
Home
of a
Sweet
girl
Pineapple, right?
who drowned the whole world.
Good song.
After Squidward kicks SpongeBob and Gary out of his house, it is unknown where they want to sleep.
I mean, I feel like that's actually pretty useful. I'm like, yeah, where did they go sleep?
I guess, but that's not really trivia. It's just something that you know about the podcast or the episode. What's yours? Is it the Canada one? Because that's cheating. Okay.
In the Polish version, this episode is called Nie ma
No, don't even try.
That one was mine.
Nie ma Jacques with Demu.
As the only Polish person here.
That's true, actually.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Jenny's half Polish.
Yeah, one of these is
I'm
just
not
a letter
which
W.
means Home Sweet Home.
I
The
have some
phrase,
Polish
the
in
title, the episode title parodies.
Pretty obvious there.
Yeah, that's not really... It's just like, oh, it's translated badly.
It's the first title card that's handwritten.
It does look different.
Here's a weird one. It is revealed that Patrick has a fear of spiders, known as arachnophobia. In reality, arachnophobia is the most common fear of humans. What in reality? There wasn't like
That's
an
just
assumption
badly
that it was.
written.
There was no assumption that it was a rare thing in this universe.
It's funny.
It's pretty common.
Most people are scared of spiders in some form or another.
So then it'd be, yeah. I don't know what the heck that trivia point was. Somebody just learned what arachnophobia was, and they wanted to add and put their
Some
little...
12-year-old is like, I'm gonna go on the SpongeBob
Also,
wiki.
I'm gonna add the Canada release date for no reason to ever.
Oh, yeah, that happened last week.
No, it happened in this one too.
Oh,
It's
again?
in all of them.
It's in on all of them. I don't know why.
Guys, just there's a release date section. Just add a little Canada flag, and
Right.
then the release date for that one. How hard can it be to format?
Not hard, and especially.
Bikini
Oh, it's
Bottom-
already there on the air date section. It's there, so why add it to?
Why it's unneeded in the trivia?
I don't know.
You know what, guys?
Let's
So who won?
I don't know who won, but let's
None of us
weaponize
won.
our tens of people in our audience to go edit the wiki to get rid of that. Hashtag get rid of Canadian air date on SpongeBob wiki. I don't know if you can have that long of a hashtag.
That's
Hashtag make longer hashtags.
There you go.
well. Now you can tweet more
So
than
the problem
120
was another
characters,
problem
right?
solved.
Yeah, 280.
So I feel like you could have a hashtag that long.
I don't tweet.
What's a tweet? What's a tweeter?
I don't have that tweeter. I don't twit. I don't do it.
Are you a twit? Is that what
I'm
you
not a twit. I'm not a tweeter. I don't do it.
Sounds like something. Oh, that's such a dad thing. Son, come here.
What
Tell me. So this guy, he made a twit. What does it mean? As he's like looking
That was
at
literally
it,
my mom
right on
today.
his phone, like
on his
this.
stomach, using his stomach as a stand.
We all know the face that we're doing. Put your phone to your stomach, look down, and you know exactly the face.
No,
that
you
you're
have to
doing.
readjust your glasses.
Yeah, your glasses have to be at the tip of your
Oh,
nose.
There you go. There you go. About to fall off. There you go.
But they never do. It's like a eighth wonder of the world.
Literally just blew it.
It's an age wonder of the world. Don't hit me, please.
Stop it.
I'd help my mom with that today. She started a website for.
Why you push me?
Barely pushed you.
My grandma's deaf, but not that deaf.
Guys, I think we're done. We had a great episode.
Sorry.
Jenny pushed me out of the chair because she's a beautiful. She's
I'm so sorry.
stop laughing. Guys, thanks for tuning in to Bikini Bottom Radio. This has been nothing short of a giant mess.
You'll never hear any of it.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, at Bikini Bottom Radio. Find us on Facebook. We have a Patreon.
It's a thing.
Yeah, thanks to Anthony's mom for donating to it, and for Jenny's mom for giving us a big little bit of money when we first started, and my mom for letting us use the table that we record on. That's it.
Let's thank gravity for pulling us down.